press the record button, and I'll say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
Hey, what's happening?
Nothing much. Just doing a couple deck doctors. Thanks for the support over on Patreon. I get to look at your Super Nito All Might 3 deck. One of the terrors of the format, truly.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
hit me with the elevator pitch for your Super Neat All Might deck.
Yeah. So this started as a small might deck and kind of taps on what you were talking about just earlier in your TAM talk about small might was a 50 card consistent deck.
Yeah.
And then I just found every single time I could form with All Might, I just formed All Might 3. And I was like, why am I not playing All Might 3
Love that.
at this point?
Love that.
So that's what we got here.
Okay, and have you looked at any of the other deck doctors for All Might before this?
I have. So I've kind of like modified this a little bit off of some of your past deck doctors. They all had coordinated effort.
Of course
So
they did. Of course they did.
I was trying to kind of work around that.
Right.
I just kind of swapped some pull no punches where coordinated used to go. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. Let me do a little bit of looking in the sideboard as you talk to me about the attack choices you make. Because this deck is a 60 card deck with 23 attacks on a character that just draws 2 on his face. So I want to talk about what are your thoughts on playing so many attacks and playing honestly a wide variety of attacks. So there's a 2 of it here.
Yeah. I really like. So I mean, the small might I originally deemed Kirishima in a small might jacket because it was just all Kirishima moves, and I like a lot of them, like chop and jab. I'm just never sad to see in my hand. I can play them all day long. And I don't know. I basically just build. I block and build for the first like 2, 3, 4 turns, and then just string it out with a bunch of punches. If I can poke you with reverse throw, kind of as things go along, that's great. And then kind of combo it with celebrity status.
Right.
Just keep cycling reverse throw.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. I'm so close to being done. How many plus ultras do you own?
Got one. I'm gonna try to get another one tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, refresh. Boop. All right. So I really only found 2 things that you're playing that you're not playing that I would play. And it is setup strike is a big maybe. It itself says that once per turn, you don't have to use All Might's move on speed. You get to use it on damage, right? Because we both know that the best way to use All Might 3 is to just look at the number of cards in their hand and say, my thing gets plus X speed, because that's how I'm going to get these 4, 5, 6 damage moves in. Could I share my screen? Yes, of course. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm not. How rude of me.
Oh, you're good.
This one, go live. Okay. So we have setup strike that I think is a good enough move. It's also got a solid 2 mid block. Feels very, very good. And then good impressions. I think that this character wants to play 4, 5, 6 attacks, and this is an on-board version of Capture Evildoers. It is a turn my card sideways version of this card, because the best move on this Capture Evildoers is the form to discard all these lame cringe cards out of my card pool and keep swinging big moves, right?
Sure.
So my question is how do you feel about, like, I think the 2 weakest cards in your attack lineup are probably Mighty Punch.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this guy?
So Mighty Punch I enjoy just because it's big damage, and like
Right.
if for some reason they held on to a bunch of cards in hand, I can just be like, yeah, it's a 7 for 7. Deal with it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then the other one is just Frenzy.
Yep, yeah. Frenzy, I don't know. I'm back and forth on. It goes well with the rest of the Harden package,
Right.
especially since I'm running Harden. So I mean,
Right.
I can just blow it up real big as well. I mean, 5 high for 5 right off the bat if I've built something, if I've played chop or jab, and then you give +3 with Harden, and then 3 more or 4 or 5 depending on cards in hand, or
Right.
1 or 2.
Yeah. So here's how I feel, right? Um, I think that Mighty Punch does one job really well, and that is it's as your opener. It is exclusively an opener, and I can't see it ever being a closer. Right? It says that
Mhm.
you guarantee stuff a card into their card pool, which like feels good from your spot. But I think the top enhance is so unlikely to happen. Um, that it is rough, and we already have the two of the world's best 5, or 3 of the world's best 5 diff slots, and that is Chop followed by Throw followed by Pummel. I'm very happy that you're on the Harden Pummel train. I think this card's insane. I think this card does everything that you want this card to do, but actually does 5 damage, right?
For
um,
sure, for sure.
to the point where I would just cut these all together. I would cut this and I would put in the setup strikes at year 2 of. I think this is just a better utility card. If they still have a bunch of cards in their hand, it's still very, very fast for 5. It's a momentum out, which we only have momentum outs on side of Hardened Pummel and plus Ultra and Capture Evildoers, right? And so sometimes it feels bad. I like poke 3 times, bing, bing, bing. I feel like I'm not going to spend all that momentum, and setup strike helps me do that.
Uh-huh.
Whereas the whatever doesn't. I like Frenzy. I like Frenzy a lot. I think that we should cut Frenzy down to a 2 of because it has the word kick on it, and it does not combo with Texas Smash. And we need to be able to combo with Texas Smash anytime we ever see this card in our hand. Giving this thing speed and giving itself damage is insane, especially if the idea is setup strike into Texas Smash. It just murders people. It just murders
Yeah.
people. And then if we want to keep our attack lineup nice and high, I think you just replace it with your singleton all for 1. I think that this card is insane. Do you have a second one you could throw on your sideboard still?
That's another one I'm gonna try to get tomorrow as well.
So here's the big thing about all for 1 full cowling is it by itself is a mulligan. I draw
Yes.
a singleton all for 1 and then no other cards, right? Here's how it works, chat. You take and you play the all for 1, and then you just discard your hand and then draw 3, and then use All Might, commit, draw 2. You now have 5 fresh new cards. It's like you had a brand new hand. That could be the thing to find you another attack, 2 more attacks, and then the Capture Evildoers to clear, and then keep playing moves, right? I can tell you that the All Might 3 deck that I'm going to be playing as soon as I play the character at an event has 3 of this card main boarded. I just have to play this card. This card
Okay.
is insane. It's very, very good. It is probably what I would just replace the Frenzy with. Frenzy is a 4 diff. This is a 5 diff. It's tough to make those choices, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people in chat saying that Frenzy is better than Pummel. I disagree with you because this card is not beatable by plus Ultra. And I think that is the number one thing is a lot of people wait for the plus Ultras, and this deck has a really easy time to fight plus Ultra. It has a really easy time to fight Eraserhead, and I think plus Ultra and Erase are going to be 2 of the best blocks in the game for at least the foreseeable future, right? Up until Vegas. And so
I wrecked a an Eraserhead and a Froppy back to back with Harden Pummel. Just you can't do it.
yeah, you just can't block it.
me.
It's a 7 mid for 10 that builds you a bonus one of the foundations that you drew off of your draw to. Like this card does everything that this character wants. Everything this character wants. To the point where I know you have the 4th one in the sideboard for like whenever you do fight those matchups, but it's interesting. Yeah, so we'll do this, and we're still at 23 attacks. I personally think this is a little too high in our 8 hand size character. If I had to make the cut, I would just cut these 2 and just like be down to 21 and just live with it. But it is ultimately your choice.
Yeah, I'm cool with cutting the Frenzy. That's fine.
Yeah. So we could cut the Frenzy down, and if we wanted to drop it down even lower, the next option would be All for 1. I do want you to try the All for 1 though, because you said you are going to Omaha or you are not.
I am.
You are okay. So yeah, I would test this card pretty severely and see how you like it in the main board. I think that our matchup with Nomu is like surprisingly difficult, because like we have to be throwing attacks. I don't know. Every time I played it as All Might versus Nomu, I felt very much pressured, and this card says that I get to put the pressure back on him in game one, which I think is important. I think it is important.
I had it in the sideboard specifically for
Mm-hmm.
Nomu. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, that's great. The other thing that has kind of happened when I've played into a Nomu with this is we just get super late in the game, and Nomu doesn't have like, at least the Nomu I was playing didn't have a ton of deadlock to deal with me, so I just built out everything
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
got to
yeah, yeah.
punch him a billion times.
Right. 100%. I agree. Speaking of deadlock, let's talk about our foundations, huh? We'll look at difficulty. It can
Yeah.
be kick, fixed, recovery, grows, kiss. Talk to me about this card.
It's another 0.
Okay,
That's about the end of it for me.
fair enough. Celebrity status is great. Manly passionate guy is wonderful. Bonds, no taking it a 2 of. Not more?
Yeah. I don't know. I was just trying to kind of cut down and fit space on that. I like it, but I can give it speed with All Might.
True. And so here's the thing, right? Like, so the thing about note taking and like doubling up on what it is, like 9 times out of 10 we are forced to use speed on All Might. If we have a note taking, we're allowed to do damage on All Might, right? Like it's
That's
the
true.
same idea with Hardened. With Hardened, I'm allowed to do speed with All Might, or vice versa. I could double up on my damage, or I can double up on my speed. Where if we are only playing this at a 2 of, then like it does not feel great. And making your jab a 5 mid for 5, then picking back up your note taking feels wonderful. It feels really, really good. It's a 5 mid for 5, and then we give an extra 2 speed off of All Might, so now it's a 7 mid for 5. Oh, you didn't block it? Crazy. You took the 5. I think that you just get to double down after you have a face down with jab to be able to pick this back up and then reuse it. It's very good. I feel.
Yeah.
You're so obvious at a 2 of is the other thing that I'm a little skeptical about.
Yeah. I didn't like the forecheck, and I've only got 2 of them. So
Okay, perfect. I'm glad that you're saying that because I want to put it at a 1 of. Let's test the other one on the sideboard. I think that the 2/4/3 low block. This card's only really good versus things like the fast decks. Things that we can't handle with our plus ultras, things we can't handle with our specialist of sound, which should be up at a 3 of. We're just gonna skip that. Triple hardened. This is the most suspect foundation sans recovery girl. I think recovery girl's kiss is gonna leave this deck list by the time we're done.
Okay.
Hit me with the triple hardened. I know you like. You said this was originally an All Might 4 deck.
Yeah. So
And not a Kirishima deck?
It was not a Kirishima deck, but it was just a like straight 50 card All Might 4 deck.
Right.
So Harden wasn't in the original. This was kind of, I was looking for some more high blocks because that's weirdly my my weakest block zone in this deck.
Just a good
Usually
symbol.
it's low, but yep. And I mean, I had Chop, I have Jab, I've got Pummel, I had Frenzy. So just like all of the hardened, it gets the 3. So
Right.
just kind of playing with the keyword there.
How often do you feel like you have attacks in your hand that you can't play?
It really depends. Like early game, I feel like I don't play a whole lot, but like you get past turn 3 and I can pretty much always play attacks.
So I think this is your answer. I think that this card is just like a better version of what it is that we're doing. It also says that like when you raw draw double 5 diffs, it does not feel terrible, right? If I raw draw double harden chop, I go harden chop, it passes, whatever. I rebuild, who cares? And then I play another harden chop after I've good impressioned. I check my 5. It was on a 5 because of -1 difficulty. I still feel great. I commit good. I commit good impression. I commit All Might, and then I get to draw my 2 cards. Right. I think that this card in conjunction with Chop, in conjunction with Jab, feels really good. And I think that the best way to use Harden is to slap it on a Chop and force them to block, which does not feel amazing because we're losing cards out of hand, or to slap this on a Pummel that's going to kill them. So I actually think this card being at like a 2 of and finding room for 2 good impressions is where we want to be. I don't think this card's a a 3 of. I think this card's really, really neat if you find it on one of your prime turns. It says that it feels way safer if you can it almost feels like not class introductions, the Ochako one. First day of class, that might be the card. The Ochako 2/5 enhance commit if it's your first tech. Your next tech is +2 to this check.
Yeah.
It feels it's got that same energy, right? Of like, yo, I just want to play this next one and it be a little bit cheaper, a little bit safer on my prime turns. Which, like, we want to play jabs on our prime turns. Like, this is primo prime turn. If I see double jab, right, it's totally fine to like flip a good impressions after we built a bonus one, and now there's no way that we're gonna go out of that turn without a bunch of resources. It also says that like I get to play like Texas Smash as my third move and not committing to resources as well, right? So like you can use this like super late in the chain and feel super good about it. Or this card says flip, make your hardened pummel a 4 diff, and think about how crazy that is. Like, like making this a 4 diff is way better than giving it 3 damage. I think at least, and I think it's something I want you to try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Difficulty 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 spams. So you just build 6 every turn, right?
Oh yeah, I just build out and then
and kill them,
and then killed them. Yeah, that's the move.
What are the chances?
Because you can always draw more blocks.
You can always draw more blocks. I kind of just want to get rid of these 2 girl kisses and just call it a day. I think 63 with 21 attacks should probably feel fine. I think this is good numbers. I mean we've got 19, 19, 25 now. Because you get to fix our high blocks just a little bit. I think this all looks really, really good. I'm loving the 3 pull no punches. I know that in my Midoriya deck, which I appreciate, you repping the boy, I played 2 and 2 because deadlock is so crazy. This deadlock is so crazy. +2 speed and then a +1 or stun 1, excuse me.
Yeah.
I pretty much never would use the enhance in this deck. I think you just literally just let it sit there and just be a deadlock pressure versus these lame water decks that wanna play the world's latest game.
Yeah. It's double good from against water decks too, because you can, like, if you block with a punch, you can just pull it out of the card pool so they can't froppy you.
Correct. Very, very much so. Yeah. Is there anything on the list that you vehemently disagree with, that you hate? The big things that I did was I took away your kick, and I'm forcing you to main board one of this guy.
Yeah, no, I'm chill with that.
I wish we could put the note taking up. Maybe we do self-sacrifice to a 3, note taking to a 3, and see how that plays. But this card keeps us out of deadlock, which is important for us as well. It's like the only way that we get to do that. So like maybe it should stay at the 4 of, but I don't know. I think I would round it out because I want to see note taking. I want to see self-sacrifice. I don't think I need sacrifice. You know. Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, this might be the list. We're gonna put this in the sideboard so we don't forget.
Yeah.
This is our list, I think.
If I get the other One for All and plus Ultra, do I just slam them in there, or what do you sub out?
I would slam the plus Ultra and put the One for All on the sideboard.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're not playing a deck that all ends on the One for All, and so I wouldn't necessarily rock it. But I think, I think a sideboard slot is good, and then probably taking out like a reverse throw for it, because it's also that same low block, right? But it's a slightly better low block. Versus the deck that this is really good. Like, we don't care if it's a throw; it's just gonna do 6 anyways. Asterisks, they might block it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, dude. Any final thoughts?
I like it. I'll try it on my locals tomorrow.
Nice.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Nice. I'll get you a copy. We'll get it sent over. Thanks for again for the support. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace.